Boom! Yes folks, Hume here again. How are you going? So in this video, I want to talk about Form 4. Let me start with the admaths. Right? Now I, for the last couple of years, have started something where I deliberately do not have any admaths classes in the first term in Form 4. Reason being, students moving from Form 3 to Form 4, they now start admaths. They don't know what admaths is about. They think admaths is just maths part 2. It's just a little more than the maths. And they think that because I'm doing well in maths, that it will just flow over into admaths. Alright? So it usually takes most students that first term to get that shock. They think they was alright, they thought they were alright, they think they're good. Alright man, I understand what the teacher say in class. And then boom, end the term test. And the mark is not what they expected it to be. And all of a sudden, they realize that admaths is a little more than they thought it would have been. Alright? So the reason why I start my admaths in the second term in Form 4 is because when you come in to start, I want you to come with that conviction. I want you to come with that, having had that experience. Right? You went through that stress, you get that scar, so to speak. You're sure that despite the fact that you're good in maths and that you like maths and that you're performing okay in the maths, despite the fact that you're not really getting too much problems with the maths, you realize that this admaths is different. That this admaths requires a little more work, a little more attention to detail, a little more effort. Right? That is how I wanted to come to my class. So that is why I started my Form 4 admaths this term. Right? We already start, but I'm now getting around to making the video to pull in a few more of y'all now. Right? So if you want to get serious about the admaths, my class is a good place to be. If you want to get some little idea of what I do and how I do it, there's a YouTube channel, humemaths. If you're seeing this video on YouTube, well, we're already on the channel. If you're seeing this video on Facebook, I'll post the link to the YouTube channel below in the comments. And if you're seeing this on TikTok, I will post the link to the channel in TikTok. And on my profile page on TikTok, the link to the YouTube channel is also there as well. Alright, so check out the channel, get a little feel for some of the videos and stuff, and decide if you want to come. Form 4 admaths. Now the nice thing about the admaths is that generally speaking, it forces you to go even deeper into your maths. Because very often, the problems that people have with admaths would be because some aspect or aspects of the maths not all there. Right? So people trying to do questions in the equation of a circle and the straight lines and coordinate geometry not all there. If your indices not all there, you'll have problems doing logs. Right? Etc, etc, etc. So, doing the admaths with me, it will improve your maths. Because there's also an overlap between the two subjects. Question 8 in the maths, there are topics in there that carries straight over into section 1 in the admaths, either question 1 or question 2. Alright? Your simultaneous equations, linear, quadratic. And there's another topic, boy. Quadratics, when you're sketching the quadratic curve, completing the square and them things. Those things could show up in the same form in the maths or the admaths. So there are certain times when you get to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And of course, you use that now as a launching pad to launch off into the bigger topics, the longer topics, the harder topics, the deeper topics that you'll have to deal with when you're dealing with the people admaths. Alright? There are many people across the region who have 1s in maths and 3s, 4s, and in some cases even 5s in admaths. Right? If we try not to be there, come across by me. Because we're treating the admaths with a different level of intensity than the maths. Not to say that the maths not important, but generally speaking, people who do add maths usually have a decent command of the maths, so we don't focus on the maths too much directly, except, of course, if you want to send your child to do add maths and the maths. Always welcome, because they do reinforce each other. So for example, if you're doing add maths vectors, you have to do vectors in maths first, right? So there's a certain carryover from maths into add maths that you would benefit from if you send your child by me. So send them, right? If you're interested, call the number 293-5712. Let me call the number again. 293-5712. That is the number to call. I don't have WhatsApp on that number right now, so you have to call me direct. All right? So call me and let me chat, right? I'll give you all the details. You make up your mind, and we take it from there.